US If you have a cat, why would you let it free roam outside without your supervision? I think there's a fine line between having a pet and having a hostage from another species. Dimitri Martin, I have no opinion on the matter, I just like that joke. No. I just moved someone's cat out of the middle of the road a week and a half ago. Its head was on the wrong way. Its insides were coming out. I will never leave that possibility open for my cat. Not sure, but people really shouldn't let their cats outside without supervision and a harness. Not for the sake of the cats either. Cats are an invasive species and extremely proficient hunters. The second most efficient hunters in the entire animal kingdom, yes, the domestic cat. They can cause havoc in ecosystems. In one case, a single lighthouse keeper's cat drove an entire species of birds to extinction. Your little puffball is a ruthless killing machine, who hunts for fun, not food. I love my cat and do take her outside on a harness from time to time. But outdoor cats should be illegal outside of specific circumstances with a permit, such as for pest control on a farm. Personally, I would never own an outdoor cat again. All of the ones I had as outdoor cats got hit by cars or ran away, probably hit by cars, but I never found them. I have an outdoor area with high metal fence that has rolly things at the top that spin if a cat tries to jump it. So my cats are outdoors just in a safe space, and they aren't bothering my neighbors or wildlife or at risk of dogs and cars. People are generally supportive, but the ones who aren't usually have an argument somewhere along the lines of you're torturing them by denying their true natures and keeping them trapped. The cats don't seem too bothered by it and certainly look healthier than the ones that roam around the neighborhood. I personally don't like it. My cats have a catio built in the garden. They get fresh air without being a nuisance to anyone else. Personally, absolutely not. 1. Environmental hazards. Think cars, fighting other cats, disease, and just bumping into something sharp or rough. There's a reason why indoor cats live longer. 2. Humans are assholes. There are people who think it's funny or entertaining to hurt random cats, and probably anything else unfortunate enough to meet them. I won't risk finding out which of my neighbors would do that. 3. Ecological impact. Cats have decimated several ecosystems by overhunting several species. I won't contribute to that problem just because my cat wants to roam. My cat is very sweet-tempered, loves people, is a huge cuddler, and likes being an inside-only cat now that she's old. However, when she was young, she could not be contained. She would claw through screens, hide in waiting to run past me as I enter it excited, and if worst came to worst, she would just sit at the door for hours and hours and hours, my god, the hours meowing. There was nothing wrong with her environment inside, but she had this insatiable desire to hunt those little lizards common in South Florida. At some point, I just decided that for everyone involved, I would make peace with the idea that she might get snatched by a hawk and I'd never see her again, and she could just be an in-city outside cat. There was an element of danger, of course, but hey, the alternative was misery for both of us. She was spayed, at least. I think there are some people who don't know that outside cats are bad for the environment. For one thing, I mentioned it to my boyfriend and he hadn't heard that. Some aren't aware of the risks. Cats kill a lot of birds when they roam. Please keep them inside, or in a catio, or on a leash. Regular poster on our cat advice here. They'd be happy to answer your question there as well. The culture of letting your cat out stems from what cats were mainly used for until relatively recently. Having an indoor-only cat was nearly impossible before the invention of kitty litter in 1947. Pest control. You'd much rather your cat intercept the rat before it got into your house than after. Right there persists among some cat owners the conviction that you're depriving your cat if you keep it indoor only. According to these people, cats yearn to be outside, and they need these experiences to truly be a cat. I personally have met too many people who have lost pets to cars and predators to be very receptive to these arguments though. I'm going to start by saying please don't let your cat out. It's very dangerous for them, and they kill wildlife for fun. But I grew up with outdoor cats, so I can see a few reasons people would be inclined to let them loose. First, once a cat has had a taste of the outdoors, they will crave it. You will have them trying to dart out the door, cry at the window, etc., and it can feel like you're being cruel trapping them inside. Second, you don't often see the damage they cause to wildlife. You see them rolling in grass, sleeping in the sun, playing with leaves, comfortably laying on the porch watching people walk by. Stuff like that, it looks very pleasant. Third, cats are not dangerous to people in the same way dogs are. They prefer to be alone and don't form packs. When they are feeling aggressive, they murder songbirds or rodents, not kids. Fourth, cats are historically employed for rodent control. You don't need to train them or anything, they naturally kill mice and small pests. Many people with old-fashioned views will keep some cats around to keep mice away. And it does work, so the idea persists. You look for any rodent control questions in a rural setting and 100 guaranteed a handful of barn cats will be recommended to you. Letting cats come and go as they please has been the global default for centuries. Cat flaps were invented for a reason. Cats like being able to go out, much the same as humans do. They are proverbially independent, and pretty good at escaping from dogs by jumping up onto high walls. It's nice to be able to think of your cat as choosing to stay with you, rather than imprisoning them, and assuming they'll get used to it. Unlike dogs, cats don't get lonely if you leave them to wander alone, and they are unlikely to savage anyone. Taking a cat for a walk is hard unless the cat is in the mood to follow you. They don't take well to leashes. Keeping them trapped indoors all day is a modern trend caused by a modern American traffic making the outdoors incredibly lethal for cats. And be increasing awareness that the number of cats we have is devastating for bird populations if we let them do as they please. These are pretty good reasons. Those are likely strays. There absolutely is something wrong with it. The average lifespan is different by like a factor of 4. Keep your cat inside. 99 of cats do not want to go on walks or be trained. Provide a nice, safe home with places to perch, nap, a nice window or two to look out of. Remember, you're like 10x the height of your cat. Your home is much bigger than you think. ITT, the people actually answering the question because they have indoor-outdoor cats are getting downvoted. I'm not going to read this entire post. The answer is because she goes and explores and then comes back. It's not that complex. Lol. Lots of cats. I suspect mostly cats that weren't born in captivity or weren't captured at a very young age will just annoy the shit out of you if you don't let them outside. So you accept the possible consequences and let them outside because it's what they want. Especially if you're in Australia, do not let your cat roam free outside. They decimate local bird populations and across the globe are responsible for billions of bird deaths every year. That's right, billions. It's incredibly selfish to let your cat roam free. We walk our cat on a lead so they get some outside time. Put in some effort, people. Yes, the cats exist on Earth solely to be human pets narrative again. Yes, definitely. If I had a cat, it would be to love it, and if I loved an animal like as part of my family, I couldn't stand for it not be free and have its own life. If there were concerns for the environment or it being unsafe with a lot of cars around my house, I just wouldn't get a cat. If I wanted them to die, if I hated them, if I didn't care about them, if I was an asshole, a dick, or a careless dickwad who cheers when they see a roadkill.